Hello. Hey. Hey, everybody. I hope y'all having a good day so far. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to shuffle these cards up. And we're going to see who this reading going to be for. Please only take whatever resonates and leave the rest. Again, please only take what resonates and leave the rest. But yeah, I'm going to shuffle these cards up, then we're going to get right into this thing. Yeah. And one time for the one time. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's see. Who could this reading be for? Spirit, who could this reading be for? Who could this reading be for? Let's see. Who the seals? A Libra. So this is going to be a reading for the sign of Libra. We got the Queen of Cups in the upright. So Libra, you're in this upright. You could be very nurturing. You could be in this Queen of Cups energy. Very emotionally mature. As a woman, you could be very secure, feminine, loving, kind. But you could be easily hurt. You could be pretty. You could be a psychic. You could have a strong intuition. You could be someone who listens to your intuition. And then we have fulfillment in the upright. So you could be getting some sort of fulfillment. Could be within your intuition. Or there could be someone who is your fulfillment. So you could be getting a wish fulfillment in regards to a Pisces. So your dreams could be coming true. So maybe you're getting fulfillment in regards to your dreams. So you could be very happy at this time, very creative, filled with joy, positivity. And you could be optimistic at this time. You could be headed towards success, abundance, prosperity. You could be achieving things, getting rewards for your achievements. And you could be very confident at this time. And you could have Pisces in your chart. Or like I said, you could just be in this energy of being fulfilled. Your third eye could be open. Like I said, you could be very psychic. Maybe you've received a download about a Pisces that is giving you wish fulfillment. Any more for the sign of Libra? Spirit, for the sign of Libra. What is the T? What's the T? Any more, plenty more. What's the T? So we got the audacity. So there could have been a Pisces that could have crossed your boundaries, Libra. And the worst part about it is they acted like it was their right to cross your boundaries. Could be with in regards to a wish fulfillment of yours. Maybe they didn't want you to get a wish fulfillment. And like I said, your intuition could have been telling you something about this Pisces. Or like I said, in regards to whatever this is that your intuition could have told you, or you could have received a psychic download about a Pisces that could have you in this fulfillment energy. So they could have tried to laugh at you off of crossing your boundaries, but now you could be in a position where you're able to laugh at this Pisces for whatever it is that is happening with them. So you could be getting the last laugh. And then we have travel and news in the reverse. So you could be returning from a trip or a vacation. But this could be bad timing, or there could be a Sagittarius that's returning from a trip or a vacation and bad timing. I don't know if they traveled with a Pisces and they could have realized that it was bad timing. So something could have happened during these travels. Maybe they got caught up They could have been traveling under the influence or traveling with something that they weren't supposed to have, driving too fast, or there could have been an accident of some sort during these travels. Something could have happened. And this could be you getting the last laugh, because this Pisces as well as the Sagittarius, they could have crossed your boundaries in some kind of way in regards to your wish fulfillment, Libra. And then we got the third wheel in a reverse. So this Pisces and the Sagittarius could have wanted you to be the third wheel of their relationship. If these are two people that are in a relationship or a marriage, they could have wanted you to be the third wheel, but the third wheel is in a reverse. So you could have refused to be the third wheel to this couple. And they could have crossed your boundaries to try to make you to be, or force you to be a third wheel, a part of their relationship. What else for the sign of Libra, Spirit? Any more, plenty more. What's the tea for me, for we? So we got double life in the reverse. So they could have wanted to force you to be a third wheel of their relationship so that they could say that you were living a double life. But like I said, double life is in the reverse. So you could have rejected this offer to be a third wheel. So you're not living a double life. You're not wanting to be the third wheel to their relationship. Then we got the Ace of Swords in the upright. So this is Libra energy, as well as Pisces and Aquarius. So you could have received clarity, Libra, because your third eye is open, because you get psychic downloads, because your intuition is strong. You could have gained clarity about this couple. So you could have gotten some sort of new ideas, been making new plans or focus on this, which has caused you to get a victory. And like I said, you could have gained mental clarity about this Pisces and this Sagittarius, which allowed you to make the right decision and just focus on something that would bring you fulfillment. So you could have had a breakthrough, and now you have the ability to focus. You could be focusing on how to communicate. You could be achieving the truth. So you could be getting the truth out of a situation on why this couple wanted you to be a third wheel of their relationship. And now that you've received a vision, maybe you got a download, like I said, about this couple, and you made the right decision. So now you're able to concentrate on what it is that is going to bring you wish fulfillment, or that is now bringing you wish fulfillment, because you chose to focus on this instead. And then we have the King of Wands in the reverse. So this couple, right along with the Aries energy, they could have been trying to be rude to you, bully you, have dictatorship over your life, or dictatorship over what is your wish fulfillment. They could have been a tyrant, trying to do things on the impulse, be very abusive towards you, very nasty towards you. And like I said, they could have worked with the Aries to do this. Then we have doing the work in the reverse. So whoever this Aries is, or whoever these people are, they don't like to do the work. They are people that like to live double lives. So while you were doing the work, focusing on what will bring you wish fulfillment, they wanted you to be in the reverse, for you not to put in the work on yourself, or put in the work on something that will bring you the wish fulfillment, that the wish fulfillment of your dreams, pretty much. So they could have wanted to force you, bully you into being a third wheel to their relationship, just to say that you were living a double life. But like I said, instead you decided to continue doing the work because of the clarity that you gained about these people, and you focused on what's going to bring you a wish fulfillment in regards to your dreams. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles in the upright. So you could be very abundant. You could have an abundant energy as well. So now that you made the right decision, and now you're able to concentrate, you could be focusing on your abundance. You could be a businesswoman or a businessman as well. You could have a high social status. You could be a social butterfly. You could be meant to be prosperous, be financially well off. And these people wanted to distract you with being a third wheel so that you wouldn't be able to focus on your abundance or something that will create abundance for you. Hello. And then we got the sun in the reverse. So they could have tried to make you sad, or these people could be sad because they weren't able to cause distractions or get you off of your path. So they could be sad that they weren't able to succeed with trying to distract you from your abundance. So they could be realizing that they had unrealistic expectations and that they were just in their ego. These people even could have tried to cause you a miscarriage or said that you were a third wheel of their relationship and you got pregnant by the spouse. So they could have wanted you to be a third wheel so that you could get pregnant by one of these people so that they could have proof of you living a double life. But like I said, because you chose to do the right thing and distance yourself away from this, focus on your abundance, you didn't become the third wheel and get pregnant from someone's spouse. Any more for the sign of Libra? Any more, plenty more. What's the tea for me, for we, for the sign of Libra? Libra spirit, any more, plenty more. What's the tea, spirit, for my Libras? For my Libras. So we got teamwork in the upright. So these people could have definitely been working as a team to try to force you to be a third wheel to someone's relationship. There could have also been a Capricorn as well that could have been in on this, working as a team with these people. So they could have been doing research on you, Libra, trying to keep a track of your growth or watch your growth. But they could have been seeing that you were hard working. So maybe, like I said, these people could have been lying, saying that you were a third wheel to their relationship. And you could have gotten pregnant by their spouse. Whole time this Capricorn was researching you. And they could have just seen that you were focusing on working hard, being committed and dedicated to your goals. When it came to you trying to get a wish fulfillment, you bringing in this abundance. So that's all this Capricorn could have seen. Any more for the sign of Libra, spirit? So we got burning bridges in the reverse. So these people could have tried to lie on you to make you burn bridges or have you burn bridges with people. And we have fantasy world in the reverse. So they wanted your head in the clouds, heart chasing fairy tales. Wanted you to chase fairy tales with someone else's spouse. But because you weren't living in this fantasy world, you weren't focusing on love or being a third wheel to someone's relationship. You was focusing on your abundance. You weren't living in this fantasy world of which they wanted you to be in. What else for the sign of Libra, spirit? So we got making investments in the reverse. So these people wanted you to be distracted because they wanted you to be seen as bad for business. Like I said, they wanted you to burn bridges with people so that you would be seen as bad for business, like you would be seen as a bad investment. They wanted you to be seen like you were bad at financial management, not finishing what you started. So say for instance, you started something that would have brought you wish fulfillment. They wanted you to stop doing that and focus on being a third party to their situation so that you wouldn't be able to finish what you started, and so that they could say that you're bad for business, you don't like to finish what you start, pretty much. Any more for the sign of Libra, spirit? Any more, plenty more. What's the tea for me, for we? There could have also been a Taurus involved as well. Now, they could be bad for business as well. So maybe they were working together with the Taurus as well, investing in a Taurus. But they could realize that they shouldn't have invested in this Taurus to try to make you seem like you were bad for business. So they could have had this person attacking your solar plexus so that they could stop your willpower. They didn't want you to have the willpower to be able to say no or to be able to stay focused on what it is that you were doing when it came to your investments. So Page of Pentacles and upright. So you could have been in this page energy, focusing on your investments, like I said. So you could be receiving good news in worldly affairs. This could be a solid beginning. So you could be setting goals or reaching your goals because you've been laying the groundwork, taking advantage of opportunities, and you've been consistent at this, to where as though they wanted to break your focus and they weren't able to break your focus. So you can know that you have a bright future ahead of you because of what you chose to invest in. And we have justice in the reverse. So these people could have been doing unjust things behind your back, Libra. They could have been doing corrupt things, being very dishonest, lying about you, lying on you, trying to make it seem like you had bad karma attached to you. They wanted you to be seen like you weren't responsible, like you avoid your responsibilities, when really you are focused on making your life better, investing in things that's going to give you a bright future. So it's actually the opposite of what these people have been saying about you. And it's just to get you to burn bridges with people so you could be seen in the negative. And then we have the Knight of Swords in the upright. So there could be a big change that's coming towards you, Libra. This could be a big opportunity that's coming your way. So maybe you had a certain time to be able to, or to pretty much be able to take advantage of this opportunity. And you had to be confident, direct, honest when it came to this opportunity. I don't know why I can't talk. This caused you to have to be bold. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. And then as well with this Knight of Swords, there could also be an Aquarius. They could have been waiting to see if this would happen, or if this couple would be able to make you a third wheel of their relationship as well. They were trying to see if you were going to act on the impulse. But like I said, we got King of Pentacles in the upright. So they could have not wanted you to gain security. They didn't want you to be in a position to where you would meet someone of the same caliber. So whereas though you are this Queen of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles, they didn't want you to meet someone that's just like you. So they could have wanted you tied up in another situation, which would be you being a third wheel to this couple's relationship, all because they didn't want you to meet someone that was just like you, who was well off, who was a businessman or a woman who improves themselves, which you're focused on improving yourself. So they wanted you to take risks, while this King of Pentacles doesn't like to take risks. So they could have wanted you to burn a bridge so that you wouldn't be seen as worthy of someone like this. Any more for the sign of Libra, Spirit? Any more, plenty more? What's the tea for me, for we? For Libra. For Libra. Any more, Spirit? Animals. Alright, what is yours? So we got the devil in the upright. So like I said, they wanted you to be in this devil energy with the help of this Capricorn, or there could be a Capricorn that helped these people, like I said, that could be in the devil energy. Maybe these people are in this energy. They like to live double lives. They like to have third wheels, and they like to burn bridges. So they try to pull people down with them, pull people in to do the same things that they're into. But these could be people that's very materialistic. They could suffer from mental health issues. They could have a lot of secrets. They could have a lot of obsessions. So they could be very obsessed with people, places, and things. They could be very dependent upon people, very dependent upon their obsessions. They could be obsessed with sex, obsessed with power. They could like to abuse people, be very violent and aggressive towards people as well. So they could have tried to, it was their desire to try to pull you in to be in the same energy as them. Also, that you could burn a bridge and be seen as someone that a King of Pentacles wouldn't want to deal with. Any more for the sign of Libra? And then we got the Lovers in the upright. So yeah, they didn't want you to be this King of Pentacles choice in love. They could have Gemini in their chart. So this person could see you as a primary choice, and they didn't want this person to see you as a primary choice. They wanted you to be seen, Libra, like someone that doesn't match this King of Pentacles, this provider energy. So they wanted this King of Pentacles to feel like they would be taking a risk if they were to invest in you or deal with you, Libra. But this could be someone that y'all have shared values, because y'all are of the same King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles energy. Y'all are one in the same pretty much. Y'all focus on your security, on your abundance. So this is actually someone that meets your standards as well as you meet their standards, but they wanted you to be seen as the opposite. They didn't want this person to desire you, desire being in a relationship with you, even though you could be a kindred spirit to this person. This could be a soulmate of yours as well, Libra. Now, they could either be a Taurus with Gemini in their chart, or this could be a Gemini with Taurus in their chart. Now, this Gemini could have also been dealing with a Capricorn who suffers mental health issues, and they could have had a choice between this Capricorn as well as you, Libra. So they could have had the choice to either deal with someone who's tied to the devil, or that's in devil energy, that like to indulge, that's too obsessed, that's very deceptive. They could cheat on this person, try to have them as a third wheel as well. There could be a lot of abuse if they were with this Capricorn as well. A lot of violence in this connection. Maybe this Capricorn wanted them bonded to them, tried to keep them tied to them, chained to them, tried to keep them in this connection or in a relationship with them with sex. So they could have tried to keep them with sex. But this Gemini, they could be realizing that you're actually their soulmate, that they actually love you, that they see you as their primary choice, Libra. And then we have the Star in the reverse. So there could have also been an Aquarius, like I said, that these people could have wanted you hopeless, in despair. Like I said, they wanted you in the same energy that they're in the devil energy, not being able to create, not being inspired, not having faith, just occupied with everything that is negative. And with the devil is everything that is negative. And then we have troubled past in the reverse. So they could have wanted you to not heal from your past. If you are someone that had a troubled past, they wanted you to focus on that troubled past. Maybe you were in this devil energy in the past because of things that you went through or the people that you were around, and they wanted you to stay tied and stuck to this, or they tried to bond you to this energy. But like I say, you were able to heal yourself, come up out of that, and become this mature woman focused on your business, focus on fulfilling your dream, focus on abundance. Any more for the sign of Libra? I hate when people do that. Any more for the sign of Libra spirit? Any more, plenty more. What's the tea for me, for we? What's the tea, spirit? For the sign of Libra. Roski. So we got the Knight of Cups in the upright. So you could be getting a romantic offer from someone. Could be this Gemini or this Taurus or maybe even a Scorpio that's wanting to come in and express their feelings for you, Libra. They could be wanting to give you an invitation out somewhere. They could want to sweep you off your feet, charm you, date you, show you affection. And they could be trying to get creative on how they're going to come in or how they're going to set this date up or where they're going to take you on a date. And then we have endings in defeat in the reverse. So this Gemini, they could have Taurus as well as Scorpio in their chart. So they could be focusing on trying to escape destruction when it comes to this Capricorn that they could be dealing with. So like I said, whereas though it could be very violent, very abusive in this connection, they could be trying to escape this person. Or maybe you needed to escape this person because you could be escaping destruction if you reject this person, or if you have rejected this person in the past. So you may have needed to learn from the difficulties of the past. If you were choosing people that were in this Knight of Cups energy, someone that's really flighty, someone that will sweep you off your feet, but just be there for a good time, not a long time. Someone that just want what they want, so they could try to sweep you off your feet just to manipulate you, to get a one-night stand with you. But this could be a cheater. So like I said, they could be in the same energy of their partner if they're partner with a Capricorn. So like I said, this could just be people that's coupled up that wanted you to be a third wheel to their relationships, just to take you off of your path so you wouldn't worry about being secure, having abundance, so you wouldn't meet someone of the same standard. So these could be the type that just sweep you off your feet just to get what they want out of you, and then the next they're gone. But you could have escaped this, and dealing with these people would have caused you destruction. So like I said, because you made the right decision to focus on your wish fulfillment and your abundance, you could have escaped this and focused on what you needed to focus on instead of focusing on dealing with people like this. Then we have the Fool in the upright. So you could have been innocent. They could have wanted you to be in this full energy as well because they saw you as innocent. They wanted you to be naive, wanted you to go on an adventure, be free, just go off the ledge, do things blindly, or enter in a situation blindly with one of these people that are coupled up, so that they could say that you were a third wheel and you were living a double life. So they wanted you to be careless, to have a lack of commitment, because these are people that have a lack of commitment. So they wanted to be able to ruin your new beginning by saying that you had a lack of commitment, not only to people, but to self. But you are this Empress energy. We got the Empress in the upright. You could be pregnant, or they could have wanted you to get pregnant. Like I said, they wanted you to get pregnant by one of these couples, spouses, so that they could say that you were a third wheel and you were living a double life. But like I said, you could have chose not to. So therefore, you could just be pregnant with ideas. You could be very creative at this time because you're pregnant with a lot of ideas, very fertile. And you could be a mother. You could be very nurturing. Like I said, you're this Queen of Cups. So you could be all the above. You could be this Queen of Cups, this Empress, and this Queen of Pentacles. So you could embody all of these energies, but it's all good. You're very passionate, very active, very beautiful. You could like to be in nature. You could be very artsy as well. What else for the sign of Libra, Spirit? For Libra, any more, plenty more. What's the tea for me, for we? What the teals? What the tea? Oh, let me get my other, because they be too much to do it all with one. So I'll be having to split the decks up a little bit. It means... What else for the sign of Libra, Spirit? Any more, plenty more. What's the tea for me, for we? I hate when they just flip over like that. Fall out, fall out, fall out. Any more for my Libras? What's the tea? Oh, y'all don't want to give me the tea? Oh, all right then. All right then. So we got making peace in the reverse. So someone could have wanted to come towards you to make peace with you, Libra, but you could have turned this down. Like I said, you could have just decided to focus on your wish fulfillment instead of making peace with someone, because you could have known the motive that they had. Excuse me. You could have known that they just want to distract you and take you off of your path. Anymore. So we got family feud in the upright. So a family could be feuding over this because you won't focus on what they want you to focus on, and that's being a part of someone's relationship, so they could get you to burn bridges. So there could be families, there could be two families or multiple families that are feuding with each other because they could be holding silent grudges against you, Libra. They could be trying to I said judgment. They could be trying to judge you, or they could have thought that they were going to have something on you so that they could say why they were judging you. So they could have been judging you, doing things towards you, crossing your boundaries, laughing at you, laughing at the fact that they were crossing your boundaries and trying to make you do something so that they would have a reason as to why they were trying to place judgment upon you. So they could have brought a lot of drama to you, or tried to have you in some drama, in a lot of drama, all because they wanted to make you burn bridges or distract you from what your wish fulfillment is. And now these people could be feuding because what they wanted you to do, you're not doing. So anybody from the past, you could have learned the mistakes or learn from the past difficulties, and you decided not to make peace with these people, not to reconcile with these people, not to go backwards. You decided to continue going forward. And then we have moving on in the upright. So like I said, you moved on from these people, you moved on from the past, and you're just focusing on the future. So a lot of people could be feeling abandoned. Your family could be even feeling abandoned if you left them in the past and focused on your dreams, focused on your wish fulfillment, and they could be feeling some type of way about this. So maybe this Pisces, they could be realizing that they can't get you or force you to be a third wheel of their relationship. So they could now be wanting to abandon their plans of trying to get you to be a third wheel so that they can impregnate you and have proof that you were living a double life with them. So now they could be walking away, letting go, and you could also be letting go of this person, or you could have been let this person go. You could have been escaped this person. You could have even traveled away from this person, moved away from this person. So now this Pisces could be very disappointed that things didn't go the way that they wanted them to go. So now they could be in deep introspection, trying to see where they went wrong or why they are the way that they are. Why did they do this or want to do this to you, Libra? Hello. And then we have villain vibes in the reverse. So they could have wanted you to be the villain in their story, or wanted you to be the villain in general, so that you wouldn't be able to fulfill your dreams. So them making you out to be a villain would have had you burning bridges to where you wouldn't get to where you needed to go. And that was the plan, for them to distract you, for them to get you in devil energy, for them to take you off your path, for them to ruin how you were seen to others, so that you wouldn't get to where you had to go, because you would be the villain. But they weren't able to do this because, like I said, villain is in the reverse. So you're not the villain in these people's story. You decided not to engage with these people or participate in these stupid ass games. Don't know the star. Let's see what else for my Libras. Hold on, wait. Is this? Nah, it's this one. What else for my Libras? Shit. I hope one ain't fall under my chair. And then we have strength in the reverse. So like I said, these people wanted you to be vulnerable, Libra. They wanted you to be weak, so that it would be easier for them to put you in this devil energy, for you to fall for the romantic offer, them sweeping you off your feet, so that they could have this one night stand with you, get you pregnant, then claim that you were a home wrecker, claim that you were a third wheel to their relationship. So they tried to even attack your self-esteem, so that you wouldn't feel good about yourself, like you would only feel good enough to deal with people like this, or be a part of people that's already involved with someone else, instead of just waiting for someone of your caliber. So they wanted you to lack self-confidence, feel inadequate, like you just didn't deserve someone that is just for you. Then we have clean slate in the reverse. So like I said, there could be someone claiming that they want to have a clean slate with you, Libra, but it's fake. They don't want to have a clean slate. They're just wanting to come towards you to do what it is that they plan to do. And you don't care about this person wanting to have a clean slate. You rather them just leave you alone. Now, Leo could also be involved. And then we have marriage in the reverse. So this Pisces could have wanted you to be a third wheel to their relationship, all because they're in an unhappy home. They could have a family with this Sagittarius that they're in an unhappy home with, have an unhappy family life with. Hello. And this family could be very dysfunctional. There could be a lot of feuding in this family. And that's why they wanted to have you as this third wheel as well. Then we got crystals in the reverse. So someone could be trying to say that you work with crystals to get what you want, but you could not be working with crystals at all. You could just be very abundant. Like I said, you could just have a very abundant energy, be meant to have your dreams fulfilled or your wishes fulfilled. Anymore, or they could have said that you were doing something with crystals towards them. I don't know. And then we have pain in the upright. So these people could have tried to cause you pain by trying to break your heart. Because these people weren't coming in to love you. They were just coming in to play you so that they could ruin your reputation by saying that you are a homewrecker, you were a third party, that you get pregnant by other people's partners, that you were attached to the devil. So they wanted to not only break your heart, but they wanted to betray you. And they wanted you to betray yourself so that you would be lonely. Or they wanted you to feel lonely. They wanted you to be unhappy, feel like you were separated from everyone else, like you just didn't fit in. Wanted you to be confused on if you really deserved love, or if you would ever find someone that would just love you and not be interested in having a third wheel and living a double life. So they wanted to alienate you, Libra, just to make you feel like this, make you depressed, make you feel like you would never find love. Someone that wants the same things that you do. Anything else for my Libras, Spirit? For my Libras, any more, plenty more. What's the tea for me, for we? So we got the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So they could have even tried to get a Sagittarius to break your heart. So this is someone that's always indulging in passion. They give their passion away to everybody. So they like to be in the bed with everybody. They're very arrogant, very reckless with their sexual energy, very daring. So they could have been daring, or these people trying to say that, oh, I dare you, I could go into this Libra and break their heart, play them, go in for a night of passion, get in them draws, and then leave their ass. So whoever this Sagittarius is, this Knight of Wands, they was just being very confident, thinking that they could pull this off. They was showing off to these people, and these people could have thought that they was going to get a wish fulfillment out of this. They thought that they were going to be able to laugh at you. Then we got unsent texts. So someone could be typing up a text to send you, but they could be deleting it out of fear of what you're going to say, or if you're even going to reply to whatever this text is, because you could not be saying anything to them. So they could be feeling like your silence is saying everything, like what is understood don't need to be said, pretty much type shit. So they could be just not wanting to send whatever this message is. Then we have independence and wealth in the upright, because they already know that you're too focused on your independence and your wealth. You're too focused on getting success. You want to be financially stable, and you're not going to sit up here and allow these people to distract you and get you off your path, because you know you want to be secure. You know you want to be abundant. You know you want reward from your hard work, because you've been hard working, and you're not going to let someone destroy the progress that you've made on yourself. You want to be able to collect off of your investments instead of ruining them. And then we have the chariot and the upright. So like I said, this could be all about your journey. They wanted to break your focus off of your journey. They wanted you off your path. They wanted you to steady be in competition with their lovers, with their partners. They always wanted you competing for love or competing for a spot. But you could be winning because you had the willpower to withstand this. You had the willpower to reject people and focus on your investments. You were very determined. You're too ambitious to focus on this lower level shit, pretty much. You have high standards. So you remain self-disciplined. You remain to yourself. So even if you were in pain, if you were depressed about being lonely, you didn't let that get you off your path. You didn't allow that to make you jump in a bed with somebody on the impulse. You stayed concentrated. You had the control over yourself. Whereas though these people wanted control over you because they wanted you to do what they wanted you to do, so that they could be able to tarnish your name to stop whatever it is that you're investing in. And we got canceled. So these people could have wanted you to get canceled by all the drama that they were trying to bring to you. They crossed a line. Now they are being called out and torn down. A fall from grace hits harder when it's public. So whereas though these people could have been laughing at you at one point in time while crossing your boundaries or trying to cross your boundaries and trying to make it seem like, ha, 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 you can't do nothing about it, or we all in this together while you're alone, they could be getting canceled. They could be having falls from grace for doing this dumbass shit. Then we got the world in the reverse. So yeah, they try to attack your success. I say your success. They didn't want you to be successful. They wanted you to be stagnated. They wanted you to have a lack of accomplishment. They wanted you to be disappointed in the way that your life was going and the way that things was going. They wanted you to be disappointed in yourself, Libra. They wanted to burden you, but they could be feeling like they didn't burden you enough because you were still able to have the control and willpower to do what you had to do to give yourself or get wish fulfillment. So now they could be feeling like they failed to accomplish, and now they're having these fall from grace. So they could be feeling like it was stupid of them to go about things in this way or even to do this. Because what's the reason? Cardi B, what's the reason? I'm just saying. But I'm going to pour a few more that we going to end this reading out. I just had to, y'all. Don't ask why. Sometimes these shuffling cards sound like farts. All right, let's see. Sure. All right, Spirit from my Libras. Libra. So we got divine love, give and take. So they could have tried to do all this because they know that you have a divine love with someone that's going to give you equal give and take. So like I said, while they're content or they could be unhappy in their relationships, always cheating on each other, indulging in negative things, always having third wheels, living double lives. They wanted you to have the same because they could have known that you had a divine love, someone that was going to actually give you a equal give and take, or they didn't want you to get to the point where you would get someone of your caliber. Like I said, they didn't want you to get someone that was the same of you, same like you. Then we got bye Felicia. So like I said, you could have chucked up the deuces to my... You said thank you next, leaving and not caring. So they could have wanted to break your heart because these people were involved with other people. Some of these people could have lied and tried to say that they weren't in connections when really they were in connections, but all to break your heart. They wanted you to be in pain because they either left you behind because they had a partner, or just the fact that they wanted to have relations with you, one night stands with you, be able to leave you and go to their partner and have you feeling it. But you said, nah, I'm good. I'm straight. I'm out this joint. Then we got Lost Boy in the reverse. So they could have wanted you to deal with someone who was lost, just like them, so that you would be lost in the return. So they wanted you to deal with someone who was always seeking acceptance, someone who was troubled. But you ain't dealing with no lost boy. Except out of here. And then we got the sword of truth. So you can hold the sword of truth, and they don't like this. Like I said, you could be very psychic, very intuitive, and they don't like that. Because they know you hold this sword of truth. They know you know the truth about them. The truth about what they get into. And then we have wisdom. So you can have a lot of wisdom through life experiences. You become wiser and use it to help others. So they didn't want you to be in a position to where you will help others and you help others be able to help yourself as well. Because this could be what could bring you this abundance. Excuse me. And they didn't want you in this position. And we have high vibing in the reverse. So they didn't want you high vibing. They didn't want you to have good vibes so that you could meet people that's high vibing just like you, that has good vibes just like you. They didn't want you to be in a position to where you could live life to the fullest. And we got memories in the reverse. So these people could have thought that you were going to be looking back at memories, missing someone that's already connected to someone else, wanting to revisit the past with these people. But you ain't looking at no memories. You ain't trying to go back to the past. You said thank you. Bye. Bye, Felicia. And never look back. And then we got fed up in the reverse. So they wanted you over it. Wanted you frustrated. Wanted you fighting over someone. Competing over someone. Competing over a lover. If you got to compete for someone, they ain't worthy. Like, what we competing for? Especially if I'm not the type that don't want to share my person. If I got to compete for you, you just ain't worth it. So we got SOS in the reverse because they wanted you distressed. They wanted you to need assistance, but this could be in a reverse. You're not distressed. You're not needing these people's assistance. You're not acting with urgency, being impulsive as they want you to be. Hello. And then we got swept up. So someone could actually be head over heels with you, Libra. They could have fallen in love with you, have intense emotions for you. But this could be someone that's in regret, feeling like they made mistakes when it came to you, Libra. So they could be disappointed in themselves, feeling like they missed the opportunity with you because they decided to play you or play this stupid game when really they should have treated you better, gave you equal give and take. because of who you are. Then we have the blues and the reverse. So like I said, they wanted you in your emotions, wanted you heavily mentally distressed, and you're not. They're seeing that you're not scared, you're not in your feelings, you're not sad, you're not feeling lonely and depressed, none of that. You cool. You like it is what it is. I'll wait for my person. Period. Period, poo. Any more, plenty more. What's the T? For me, for we, for the sign of Libra. So we got the Lovers in the upright. So whoever this is that's in regret, they could have been very passionate and lustful when it came to you. So maybe they were too focused on the passion and the lust, or too focused on lusting after you. This is all they wanted. They just wanted passion from you, lust, because they were lusting after you. This is the situation that they wanted with you. They didn't want nothing more. They just wanted sex. Then we got strength in the reverse. So they could have not wanted you to remain strong. They didn't want you to be able to reject lust, be able to reject passion. They could have been trying to have you in this lustful energy, always lusting after a lover. So they could have tried to weaken you. Like I said, with the strength in the reverse, they wanted you to be vulnerable, be weak, so that you would just allow someone in to manipulate you. But you this made woman, Libra, you're turning pain into power. So whereas though they wanted you heartbroken, feeling betrayed, all in your emotions, stressed out, distressed, you're not. You decided to turn that pain into power. Like I said, you decided to focus on your finances, getting a wish fulfillment. And we got paranoid in the reverse. It could have wanted you paranoid. Always thinking that someone's spouse was going to come after you. Wanted you to be insecure, wanted you to be guarded, like you had to be on guard, like someone was going to always be after you or someone was after you. But you're not paranoid either. You ain't got nothing to be looking over your shoulder for, because you ain't dealing with nobody person. And we got the cleanse in the reverse. So these people, they cannot be detoxing. They don't like to rid negativity. They don't like to purify, or they refuse to purify themselves. So this is what they wanted for you. They wanted you to be unclean, not purified. They didn't want you to detox these types of people out of your energy. And we got kinky ways in the reverse as well. So they wanted you to seem like you were out here just being kinky as hell, being sexually open to whoever, whenever, always in somebody's relationship, home wrecker ass energy, like I said, but it's in the reverse. So you wasn't being kinky. You wasn't looking to explore. You was staying to yourself. And we got karmics in the reverse. So you wasn't dealing with no karmics. Or these karmics wasn't able to say that you was a hater to them. They weren't able to say that you were a third party, that you didn't learn your lesson, because you did. So these karmics thought that they were going to be able to say that you were the karmic one, that you were the third party, the third wheel, the homewrecker, living a double life because you were hating on them and their relationship. But they realized that they weren't able to say that because you've been staying to yourself. Then we got squad in the reverse as well. So like I said, someone could want to reconcile with you, or they thought that they were going to reconcile with you, or to do this shit over again, or to realize that you don't give a fuck about no friends, no new friends, bitch. So you don't care about having close friends. You don't care about being lonely. So if they ain't a part of your soul tribe, you just like, I'm cool off of them. Fuck reconciliation. Stay where you at if you ain't a part of my soul tribe type shit. Period, poo. But anyways, I'm about to end this reading out. But that was y'all reading, Libra. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe. Anybody wanting a personal reading, have any questions, would like to have a vent session, or would like to donate, that information will be down below in the description. So yeah, like, share, and subscribe again. But I hope y'all have a great night. You means deuces. I holla, 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 holla.